Hi everybody, welcome to Cut the Kibble. I'm Paula and this is Miss Bella, my 11-and-a-half-year-old Bichon that I've been cooking for since she was 7 months old. And in celebration of Earth Day on this very cold but beautiful day, I wanted to talk about water. Water takes over 97% of our planet. So it's very important to us. And clean water is very important for you and for your pup. Now, what I'm going to tell you is very dear to my heart. Let's go back before I was a dog mom, when I was a human mom. And my second son, when he was very little, he would take a bath and then he would come out of the bath and he would have red, rough, raised spots on his arms and on his legs. And he would get sick a lot. He would throw up a lot. And I took him to these doctors and they just didn't know what was wrong with him. So I started doing my own research and I found out where we lived, which was in the outskirts of Washington, D.C., very populated there. He was allergic to the tap water through the municipal water system. It was just too much chlorine for his body. And the only way I could explain it is you have a bucket of water and you keep on pouring in that chlorine, and his body was the bucket of water, and it started to overspill and he just couldn't take it anymore. And I went to another pediatrician, Dr. Farber. I don't know if he's still alive anymore. He kind of reminded me of Mr. Rogers. And he backed up. He did his own research. I gave him information, how chlorinated water, people can be allergic to it. And he did his own research and he says, yes, that your son is allergic to the chlorinated water. And why was that? It was because the municipal water system, they were pumping so much chlorine into the water. Why do they do that? Because chlorine kills bacteria, okay? And it was just too much. So, make a long story short, we bought a whole house water filter system so that when he took a bath, his skin would be okay. And we bought an under-the-counter water filter system under your sink called reverse osmosis. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today for your family and for your pup. But before I go into that, I want to say that I used to sell these because it cured my son. And we actually have proof. He was fine when he was 3 and 4 and 5. And then my husband took both my boys on a camping trip just like 15 miles away. And I was like, woohoo, I have the whole night, the whole weekend to myself. And it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll never forget this. I heard a big bang on the door. And I was like really scared. I went downstairs and I opened the door and it's my husband. He has this really blank stare. And my son was throwing up all night. Why was that? Is because they made a big thing of lemonade at the campsite for the Boy Scouts. And they just used the garden hose. And he got sick. Because at home we were using filtered water. So, but also, you know, when you shower, it's more dangerous you're breathing in the hot steam. And it's going straight to your lungs. And all that bacteria and toxins, you're breathing that in. So clean water is really important. So hey, here's my story. I know I talk too much. I've lived with reverse osmosis in a whole house water filter system for 25 years, okay? And then COVID hit. And I wanted to get the heck out of DC because we had this lake house. So I've been living up here now for 14 months with my little doggie, and I haven't had any reverse osmosis. And what I was using, I had something on the sink that my daughter bought, and like every 3 months you had to buy a new filter. And then I did something that was a little bit better than the Brita. The Brita only takes out 2 parts per million chlorine. If you get your water tested, it's going to be more than 2 parts per million. And the one that I got, it was adding in magnesium to make the water taste good. It was from Australia. And you had to change that filter every 8 weeks. And you know, that was adding up. And then what I would do, I would buy bottled water at the grocery store. And I have a lot of stairs to go up here, and I'm no spring chicken. And it was just too much, okay? And speaking of too much, we have to cut down on our plastics to save our planet. So all of this stuff, I just had it. I needed clean water. So I called up Culligan's, who installed our whole house at home and our reverse system at home. And I had the salesperson come here. If you're local to listening to this, Scott, I'll put his number in comments, and you can get a discount if you're local to where I live, because these are franchises with Culligan's. Anyway, Scott came over and he tested my water. And he's not a hard sell. He's testing your water and he's educating you. I mean, he tried to tell me that I needed a whole house water filter system. And I said, I know, you don't need to sell me. But right now I'm going to start with the sink, okay? Because I'm concerned about the water I'm drinking, and I'm concerned about the water that little Miss Belle is drinking. You know, she's only like 14 pounds. And that's why you got to be careful what you put in her. That's why I home cook all her food. I don't use flea and tick. I don't use heartworm medicines. And I want to use the cleanest water possible for her. I can't tell you how many people stop me and say, how do you keep your dog's eyes so clean? Can you see her eyes? I don't know, she's not going to cooperate right now. There, look at her eyes. There's no gookies in it, or as I call it, eye boogers. And I don't know, I say it could be the water, and it really could be. It could be that I'm just feeding her whole foods. But I know that I'm giving her the best water and the best food. Now, what does this reverse osmosis system do? Well, it's going to take out all your chlorine. It's going to take out your fluoride. Fluoride's not good for you. My children, who are now 30, 28, and going to be 23, gosh, I'm getting old, they haven't had fluoride in their water most of their lives, and their teeth are fine, okay? I have not had fluoride in my water for 25 years, and I only had 2 cavities a few years ago because I was eating too much chocolate and not brushing my teeth at night. But that's it, okay? Fluoride, if you look it up in the American Cancer, whatever it is, Association, Google it. They cannot say definitively that fluoride does not cause cancer, okay? When I go to the dentist, I refuse to get fluoride treatments. And I've told my kids to do that too. You know, they're adults now, they can do it whatever they want. But when they were younger, they never got a fluoride treatment, and they had great teeth. All right, so what else does it take out? It takes out calcium, lead, bacteria, and all those periodic elements on the that table, you know, of all the chemicals. It takes out all that stuff. You're drinking pure water, and you deserve it. So I'm going to go over and show you what it looks like, okay? So hold on one second. Okay, so we're going over to my sink, and first I'll show you this. This is the little spigot they put in. You put it on, and the water comes out, okay? And you see when it goes on, we can't see, there is a green light comes on, and that means that everything's right. If that green light doesn't come on, you call the company. I've never had to call the company. So here is my under the sink here. And this is a 3-gallon tank. And then I also have a garbage disposal here. and I have my, my water thing. And then it has these 3 filters that need to be changed like every 3 years or so. And then there's this underneath filter that needs to be changed like every 10 years or so. Now, if you think that 3-gallon tank cannot fit under your sink, they have a 2-gallon, but it's bigger is always better, right? But what you could do is if you have a basement, they could put everything in the basement and the water can come out that way. But in both of my sinks in both houses, I keep it under my sink. And I wanted to say it's 3 gallons of water, and you're thinking, is that going to be enough for my family? Well, when we were a family of 5, it was totally great. My husband drinks a lot of water, a lot of iced tea. My daughter was always drinking water, and my sons didn't drink that much. And I was filling it up for spaghetti. It was fine. And every now and then it would run low, and then it would just fill up. Okay, so it's just wonderful. I cannot tell you how good it tastes. So what I would suggest, my water filter system is from Culligan's. Let me see if I can get, it's Culligan's, okay? Culligan's, can you see the name? Look that up. They are global. They are in all 50 states and in 97 countries, and they have 200 patents on this water filter system. You can even specialize what specific toxins you want to take out, and they have a filter to put in for that. So call up your local Culligan's, have a sales rep come over free of charge, and he or she will test your water, and you'll visibly see what is in your water, and then go from there. And if you're up here at the lake, I'll put a link down for Scott's name, and he'll come out and test your water as well. Please mention that Paula Bijan sent you his way. I just wanted to share this because it helped my son. So I know it's real, and it's going to help you, and it's going to help your pups as well, and your little kitties too. Okay, that's it.